Today we're making blueberry muffins. I know, seems a little strange for a brain warrior, right? These are grainless blueberry muffins and they're very low glycemic. What I'm gonna do, remember, I am a nurse, not a chef. So I like things that are really practical. It's always function over fashion with me. It's about 2/3 of a cup of coconut flour. Then I've got just a tiny bit of sea salt. You can actually skip that if you're on a low sodium diet. About a teaspoon of baking soda. And about a teaspoon of cinnamon. You're gonna mix that all together. Make a well in the center. And then you're gonna take your eggs and dump them in. I've got 8 eggs beaten. Put those in the center like that. Now, like I said, I'm no chef. So for me, it's all about just getting it done. I've got a little bit of vanilla here. Dump that in. Now, the recipe, you can do anywhere from 2 tablespoons to 1/4 cup of maple syrup. A traditional recipe actually can have up to 2 cups of sugar. So you can see we've radically cut back on the amount of sugar in these. My family will do 2 tablespoons usually because we don't need them very sweet. We have been eating low glycemic for so long that they taste sweet to us. But then I supplement with some erythritol. That's where we're getting the sweetness from. So about a 1/2 cup of erythritol, some coconut cream. Now the coconut cream, basically what you do is you take coconut milk, put it in the refrigerator, a full can of full fat coconut milk. When you put it in the refrigerator, you're gonna get the fat floating to the top, and that's the coconut cream we want you to use. And then a little bit of coconut butter. We're gonna put all of that in here together. Nothing fancy, just very simple. Take your electric mixer. So once everything is blended, now you can mix in your blueberries. Do this very gently so you don't squish them, right? You wanna make sure that they stay nice and plump. Always use organic blueberries. That's one food you wanna try and do organic because blueberries hold more pesticides than almost any other fruit. So the skins on them absorb all of the pesticides. We're gonna mix this in just really gently, just sort of fold them in. Let this sit for a few minutes because you want the coconut flour to absorb some of the moisture. Now I've lined a muffin tin already with some papers. These are your, like the papers that you want to line the tin with. You can spray it with some coconut oil spray and that might work just fine. But this is going to make it really easy to pull them out afterwards. So after it sits for a few minutes, you're just going to fill these up. So now that you've filled your muffin tins, you're gonna let it rest for about 5 minutes so all of the moisture can absorb into the coconut flour. Now, you should have preset your oven at 350 degrees before you got started, and now you have an optional topping you can make while this is resting, and it's super simple. You don't have to do this, but it makes them really pretty and sort of rustic looking, especially during the holidays. You just take a little bit of coconut flour, a little bit of erythritol, some coconut butter, just to make it sticky. Again, optional, you can add some maple syrup. And one of the main reasons I only use a tablespoon, it's mainly to make it stick together. And then a little bit of almond slivers. All you're gonna do is mix this together. Nothing fancy, nothing pretty. It's just a crumble topping. You're gonna make it look crumbly. It's not gonna be perfectly smooth, nothing like that. And then just top each muffin with a tiny bit of it. So make sure your hands are clean. I prefer using my hands because it's just a lot easier. And just top each muffin with just a tiny bit of this. And now they're ready to go into the oven for 35 minutes. So we'll be back. So a little more than a half hour later, you have an amazing treat for your entire family. These are great for traveling with, one of my favorites. I hope you enjoy them. Please leave me a message below. Let me know what you think. You can find these in the Brain Warriors Way cookbook along with dozens of other simple recipes like this. And we're gonna actually give you this recipe. So you can get the Brain Warriors Way cookbook on pre-order right now at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and most likely your local bookstore. Hope you enjoy. Let me know what you think.